What a game. Oh my god. This game is something else, huh? While we are watching the credits roll, let me talk about the game and yeah, like my literal fresh take before ending the episode. I started this game with a lot of expectations because it was the game of the year in 2023. Now, usually game of the years, they're already pretty good. So the standard is very, very high in my mind. But it went past that. Okay, we're gonna be glazing this video, okay? So don't mind me, but I'm gonna point out the different things I liked about the game. Number one is the voice acting. The voice acting is on another level. I don't think there are any other games with this level of voice acting that I've experienced. Yeah, ever. Because I'm thinking about all of the things that we haven't even experienced in this first playthrough that we did. There's probably like hundreds of possibilities, hundreds of voice lines that we missed. But with the small amount of voice lines that we got, the quality is movie level, like animation movie levels of voice acting. I want to shout out most especially the emotions that Shadowheart like portrayed when we saw her with her parents for the first time. Astarion's acting the whole playthrough. The last like 10 minutes there of Karlach dying, but us going to Avernus with her, and overall just her, like, I don't know, her grit and her emotion and her personality, it perfectly fits the character and the voice. Now, we haven't really talked to Will that much, and we didn't really interact with Jaheira a lot too, but goddamn bro, that voice acting is very, very good. Number two is the characters. Now, usually in these types of games, personalities are very important. But in this game specifically, I didn't feel like there were, because usually there's like archetypes, right? And we still have archetypes in this game. There's this brawny, stupid, just jock type with Karlach. There's the sneaky one with Astarion, the emotional one with Shadowheart, with all of the memory loss. There's like tropes and stuff, but they had legit character development that you wouldn't see in most games. It felt like I was watching an anime sometimes with the amount of character development that was happening. This is worth like 4 seasons of anime if you turn this into anime. So the writing, the story, the character development, overall character personalities were very, very nice. And while we were stumbling on the first few episodes about what we want for our character as a personality, I think we did pretty well on fleshing out who we were at the second half. So I was pretty happy with what we did there. Number 3 is graphics. Graphics, it's not special, right? It's not anything special. Specifically pointing out here the level of detail in the world is when I talk about graphics. You could click on almost anything, any chair, any bottle. I was surprised about that because it's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. They can't do all possibilities in a life sim. They could try to simulate it, but there's limitations because it's literally just a game still. But it didn't really feel like I was pigeonholed into one story path. There were multiple times in our playthrough where I tried to destroy or to circumvent what they want me to do by changing what my decision actually was. And I'm very happy that they did that, because even though I know in my head that it's probably like scripted, or at the very least they anticipated this happening, in my playthrough, whenever I am playing it, it felt like it was my decision, and it felt like my decisions were really unique. And there were moments there when I was like, is this the first time that this happened? And then I think for 2 seconds, nah, this is probably the first time this happened. This game is like 2 years old now. But you would you would get into that mindset like, oh my god, I just discovered something amazing. But it's probably not. But yeah, I loved about that game. The discovery aspect. It felt like every room that I went to had something that I could interact with, but I am 100% sure that I missed a lot of things in this first playthrough that we did, because we played this blind, okay? And it took us 60 seconds, not 60 seconds, 60 hours to complete it. I'm sure that there were other people that played it for 100 hours before completing the whole thing, and there were completionists, stuff like that. But I'm happy with what we did there. I'm pretty happy with the playthrough overall. Yeah, number 4 is of course the sound design. The sound design, not even just the soundtrack, the sound effects of the attacks, of the spells, of everything. There were even some special voice lines for some skills, and the more I played, the more I realized that they were chanting it in a broken English type of way, and like Latin or something. It really scratches the itch of my Latin, like, because I'm a very big Harry Potter fan when I was young. So Ignis, like the chants that they did, bro, that took me back. That took me so back. Overall, I just enjoyed the game as a whole. I can't really talk about it too much other than that. I kind of want to play another playthrough on my own without recording it, so that I could explore the game more without getting scared that I'm losing time or wasting time for the audience. But I am definitely gonna be playing this on my off time whenever we get the Steam Deck, because I'm planning to get the Steam Deck this year. I don't know when it is gonna be, but I am planning to get a Steam Deck once I hit 100 kilograms with our losing weight challenge. If you want to know about that, just go to our channel. We're trying to lose enough weight to justify buying a Steam Deck, and the goal is 100 kilograms. But other than that, some of my gripes. It's definitely not a beginner friendly game. If you're not a gamer and you don't know like the instincts, if you don't have the instincts of a gamer, you're probably gonna have a hard time playing this game. I wish there was WASD movement. There probably is on consoles, because how can you move on consoles, right? But other than that, it's very complex, and it might be a con and it might be a pro for some people, but there were times there where I was so confused. One specific case scenario there was trying to there was a dragon thing that we had to free or something, and I was so lost that I didn't even know what I was supposed to do. There was a waypoint, but I didn't know what to click on. I tried everything, I attacked everything. I mean, I probably didn't try everything, but I missed it. So yeah, there's like a lot of stuff that you could miss if you don't either Google it or you don't have the instincts of a gamer. But other than that, I really recommend this game. Yeah, if you like story-driven games, if you like RPGs, if you don't even need to like turn-based games. I'm not even that big of a fan of turn-based actually, other than HSR. This is like my second turn-based game, but it really hooked me into it. And the classes, there was so much customization in terms of classes and stuff. Because I didn't want to spoil myself, right? But I wanted good builds, so sometimes I searched what good builds are, and the possibilities are insane. But other than that, yeah, I keep glazing too much. This game, it's definitely an experience. I think it's on my top 5 now of my favorite games in my whole life. Honestly, the ending, I enjoyed the ending so much. I honestly thought that Gale was gonna die, that Astarion, once the worm is out of his brain, is gonna turn to ash because it's morning. I thought Will is gonna go into depression because of his father dying. I thought Karlach was gonna die. I didn't know we had the option to go with Karlach to Avernus, and now we might even have a permanent solution to her engine. Shadowheart seems to be the only person I really thought was gonna do well after the incident, but with the way things were going with the conversation, it felt like Shadowheart was a bit lost. She even wanted to go with us to Avernus or something. Like there was something there that she was trying to say. I'm telling you, Withers is like, I don't know who Withers is, but he's gotta be like a big name in the BG3 lore thing.